AITA for running away from home? I am not the original poster. That is you, Throwaway Alaska 999. She posted in r, am I the asshole? Trigger warning. Parentification. Neglect. Less than. Mood spoiler. Sad but oop will be okay. Less than. Original post. June 21st, 2023. Throwaway because my dad's on Reddit. Sorry if long. I, 15F, will be a junior in high school once the new school year starts. I have a little brother I'll call Matt. 3M. My parents both work full-time jobs in the business district. I was a planned baby. But Matt wasn't. My parents considered putting him up for adoption. But couldn't do it. They don't know I know this. Once my mom ended her maternity leave, 2 weeks early, there was a schedule of who watched Matt when Mom leaves for work at 4:30 a.m., waking me up on the way. I watch Matt until I need to go to school at 7 o'clock. And by that time, my dad is up and takes over. I get home from school at 3:45 p.m., and my dad leaves for his work at no later than 4 p.m. I watch him till my mom gets home at 6 p.m. For the first year, that's how it went. I was fine with that. Now, my mom has shifted her hours to work later. I watch Matt till he sleeps. And I can't sleep till my mom gets home, which is usually 10-11 at night. On top of that, I do anything that needs doing at home. I'm in AP classes. And have my homework to do as well. Matt's not very well behaved. He's had health issues since birth that cause him discomfort. He's a toddler. And I get that. But his tantrums and general demeanor make it hard for me to get things done. The two things that tore me down most happened a week before school ended back in May. I managed to talk to my mom and asked her if we could please hire a sitter to look after Matt. I want to take on some extracurriculars. Her response was they didn't need to waste money on that, because they had me. 2 days later, my mom got home at 5 p.m. early, for her, and after eating dinner, told me to ask the school if I could shorten my class load next year in order to spend more time at home, since my dad also apparently wants to shift his hours. I told her no. She got mad, saying I needed to be more understanding and accepting. I had enough and blew up. I can't remember what all was said, but I do remember yelling that I wasn't my little brother's parent. I stormed to my room, stuffed some things in my backpack, and left while my mom was distracted by my brother. I'm safe. I called my grandmother and explained what was going on. She and my mother are estranged, but we managed to stay close. Once she picked me up and got the details, she said she understood. My parents blew up my phone, demanding I come home and telling me I should be ashamed I'm acting this way. My grandmother blocked their numbers. She did talk to them, and they agreed I can stay where I'm at until I get my head on straight. I feel guilty for leaving my brother, but at the same time, I feel so worn out. Other family weighed in. While most are on my side, others say I need to accept my duties in the family and suck it up. I'm conflicted and don't know what to do. AITA for running away? Update. In comments. Same day. Update. Posting here in the comments since doing it in the post pushed me over the limit. Thank you to everyone who left comments. I feel more confident in my decision now. A couple of people said I needed to talk to my parents about a sitter or boundaries. I've tried. Before the last time, they either brushed me off or said things like, "That costs so much money," and, "But you do such a good job," and, "You're the big sister. It's your duty to watch him." I looked up parentification, since I'd never heard it before, and all the boxes were ticked. I had no idea. My grandmother is talking to an attorney, and wants to set up an arrangement that will let me stay with her my last 2 years of high school. After I graduate, I plan to go to college in another state. Thank you again for your kind words. If something major happens, I'll let you all know. Oop is voted NTA. Update post. July 16, 2023. Almost 1 month later. It's been a few weeks, but quite a bit has happened. I'll try my best to keep things concise. Once again, thank you for all your comments and support. They meant a lot to myself and my grandmother, who says hello. Firstly, my father managed to find my post despite my efforts. He told my mother about it, and she proceeded to blast me to the members of my extended family via social media, saying I made them look bad. She deleted the post a few hours later according to my cousins, who support me. A few days later, during a meeting between my parents and myself, my grandmother, and our lawyer, my father apologized to me, and I felt it was sincere. As for my mother, she was silently fuming. Matt was at their house with one of my aunts. They agreed, with great reluctance on my mother's end, to give my grandmother full custody of me for my remaining 3 years as a minor. The next day, my grandmother and some of my supportive family members helped me get what I had for belongings out of my parents' house. I didn't feel true relief until that moment. Now, I'm trying to enjoy my summer. I'm hanging out with friends, going swimming. I'm relaxing. I'm finally reading books I bought 3 years ago that I never got a chance to read. I'm planning extracurriculars for next semester, and even planning a birthday party, my first in 3 years, for my sweet 16 in February. I'm also helping my grandmother around the house. I do chores, but this time, I'm getting an allowance. Even my sleep has improved. It's a whole new way of living, and it's kind of overwhelming, but I've never been happier. Hopefully, this is the last time I post. I'm going to log off Reddit and go out with my grandmother for some shopping. Thank you all. Relevant comments. Did you get all of your documents? Our lawyer was with us when we went to get my things and requested all my important documents. My father handed them over. My mother hid in the master bedroom. Make sure to go completely no contact. Back when I first left the house, my grandmother blocked their numbers and I blocked all their socials and emails. I don't hate them. Life's too short for hate. I don't even think I'm angry anymore. Just disappointed and let down. Any chance they will neglect or abuse Matt when you're gone? Have they before? I don't believe they did. Mom would get frustrated because of how fussy he was, but never abused him. Dad was more patient with him. I think they honestly thought I had some gift when it came to him. Like I was able to keep him behaved, calm. I wasn't. About her brother, I hope to reconnect with him once he's older. But with our mother being who she is, who knows? Quote. Relieved for OP that they had their grandmother to go to. OP's mom was never going to take on the parenting roles of her own volition. I imagine she would have demanded OP to stay near for college, if she allowed it at all. This is crazy. Why would OP even need to get up at 4:30 a.m. to watch the kid? Wasn't he sleeping? Then she couldn't sleep until the mom came back even though the toddler was sleeping? I've never heard of something so dumb and unnecessary. This is like an OCD schedule or something. And they don't want to spend on babysitter. They want OP to cut classes and stop extracurriculars, so that she won't go to college and be babysitter forever? I hope OP's parents pay grandma child support for OP. What a terrible pair. Wow, I feel bad for OP. At 15, she is doing these ridiculous things for her family and her parents doesn't seem to think it's wrong and all. Good thing she is staying with her grandmother. Hopefully OP's future will be alright. I wonder how distant they were as parents before the baby was born. It doesn't sound like they even really cared to be present for OP if it interfered with their work. A couple of things that stood out was the mom going back to work from maternity leave 2 weeks early and both of the parents shifting their hours to be even later. And they were complaining a sitter would cost too much. But they now likely have to pay for a sitter or daycare, along with child support for OOP. Some people should just really never be allowed to have kids. Thank God OOP got out. Mom doesn't understand how high school works. You don't pick your hours. If she gets home at 3:45, she's not taking after-school classes or have any extracurriculars. I'm glad OP got out and gets to be the kid she was always supposed to be. Anyone else curious about the circumstances surrounding Grandma's estrangement? From the wording I get the feeling it happened during OP's lifetime. NTA. OOP was abused by her parents. It sounds like she had no time to herself in 3 years. She can't do any type of sports or groups, or even work because she has to babysit her brother. Meanwhile, the parents keep taking advantage of her by shifting the hours they work to make her babysit even more. To top it off, Mom gets butt hurt that she posted about the mistreatment. It's probably bit because it hurts, but now that it makes her look bad. Wow, we just got pregnant unexpectedly. I want to give the baby up for adoption, but I just can't. What am I to do? Wait, I know. We have a 12-year-old that is very capable. We have a live-in nanny already. Why didn't I think about that before? These are the same kind of parents who would be furious if OOP ended up pregnant as teenager. But she's too young and not mature enough to care for a baby. She's ruining her life. How irresponsible. Quote, I'm so glad she had her grandmother. Yikes. I can understand an older sibling being asked to help occasionally, but within reason, and being appreciated, recognized for it. Things like this are ridiculous. I hope everything works out for her. She sounds like she has a good head on her shoulders. I absolutely hate parents like OOPs. I was heavily parentified and it completely stole my childhood. Thank God for her grandmother. To all the relatives that chastised OOP, congrats! You obviously just agreed to help babysit Matt. What? You don't have time? Why not? I wish OP had mentioned what the parents did for a living. Mom is gone over 13 hours every day? Dad leaves for work at 4 p.m. and is back up at 7 a.m. Supposedly all day watching the boy? The parents never seem to ever see each other.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Aircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.